Information to help you run your business better and improve your marketing campaigns. My name is Hank Hoffmeier, and thank you for joining me on Hank's Marketing and Business Tips. Welcome to episode 241 of the Hmbt podcast. Today I'm joined by Michael Knulst from the Digital Growth Group. He is known as a growth-oriented leader who specializes in delivering lasting performance at the sharp end, where your business meets its customers. That's very interesting because customers mean a lot to your business. That's how you grow. He's built 3 multi-million-dollar companies in less than 3 years. He's also generated more than $75 million in sales, and he's spoken internationally on many stages. I've spoken on many stages, but not internationally yet. Maybe he can help me with that. But today what we're here to talk about is how to grow your company, or maybe just how to stay in business. Michael, I appreciate you joining me today, and it's an honor to have you on. It seems like you're a very accomplished business owner, business consultant, business leader, and I think we're going to have a great discussion today.
Hank, I'm so honored to be on your show. I've been listening to your shows quite some time, and what I really like is you're very specific, very practical. So all the things you're talking about with your guests are in many cases directly implementable for the business owners and your audience. So I really like that, because big business, we can talk strategically and about tactics, but I like to get it done. So be very specific and give your audience the golden nuggets they really can implement today in their business.
Right. I talk about a lot of the fluffy stuff like marketing, where you probably get into the weeds and you talk more about the business stuff, which is great. And it's awesome to have you on. And what I was thinking about is, with the pandemic going on, there's so many business owners and even just business professionals, they are struggling right now. They're worried. They're maybe challenged. Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to go out of business? Do I have enough money to get me through the next few months? Or maybe somebody has lost their job and they say, you know what, I'm just going to start my own business because I can't find something, or I have a passion to do something and I'm just going to get started. And I think it's important to take a step back and talk about that, because you are the expert. If somebody is struggling or they're looking to get into business, what are the core concepts that people have to have on their mind to make sure that they are going to be successful right now and then in the years to come?
Wow, that's a great question, Hank, and we can go very deep in that. To take a step back, I'm specialized in growing businesses, and the line in order to grow your business obviously is get new customers. So customer growth is really the accelerator of your business growth. But we always start with taking a step back and look at the foundation. And whether you are an entrepreneur, a very well-seasoned entrepreneur, having challenges in your business right now, or you're right now you're an employee, or you're considering or you are afraid of losing a job, because I know in the Netherlands, I'm living in the Netherlands, and we are very skeptical about the future. So we don't know what's before us. But what we do know, we have to be very smart and agile. Right. And so many businesses, they're taking a step back. So for many employees, it will be very uncertain. So I always like to take the future in my own hands, and that's if that's your personality and you can address on that. I think it's good to first understand your drive.
Yep.
You have to. I always say when I work a lot with business owners, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and I always say, in order to grow, your business becomes who you are. So it all starts with you. So so it doesn't really matter whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee. I started as an employee. I've been working for a company, a very big company, for 12 and a half years before I stepped into my entrepreneurial career. So I can really align with people who are now working as an employee. So they have it's all about mindset. Yes. So as an employee, you need to have a completely different mindset than being an entrepreneur. So there are quite some challenges, but I always advise to get a coach because in many cases we are looking at ourselves in the mirror, and we have a tendency to sink away in when you have challenges in depression or negativity. So it's really good to have surround yourself with great people.
Right. And I've always said if I was to go start my own business, let's just say it's a digital marketing company, I would never be able to be the CEO just because I want to appease the customers. I want to win customers over. Therefore, I'd sell low. I would give away the farm. I would spend too much time doing things for people. Where if I actually did a lot of the work and maybe I was more of the VP of services or something, that would work better because the CEO would be my coach. They would be the
Yeah,
business and see it from the outside and help me drive growth rather than giving everything away and not being in business. And it's important that you said that because I think, oh God, it must have been over a year ago. I was talking about coaches and how people feel like they don't want to spend the money on that. They feel like they're just throwing their money out the window where that's not the case. You mentioned, I love that saying, the business is you. If you're not as driven as some people, your company won't be as driven. If you're not very helpful, your company might not be that helpful. It does mirror you in a way. And if you
yes,
have a
correct.
coach, they can guide you in the right directions. I love that.
Yeah, I still have coaches. I have three coaches, and in every realm of my business. And although I'm a well-seasoned entrepreneur, I have a very broad, big, extensive business acumen. I still know there are um, certain areas in my life or business. I need someone to reflect with me, and I need obviously to get kicked in my ass, because otherwise we have, as human beings, we have a tendency to, when we have reached something, to slow down and take it for granted, which it's not, obviously.
At the very least, I think, have an accountability partner, and that can be a friend or something,
Yes.
or you barter with someone and someone that says, hey, Hank, you said you were going to do this. Did you get that done? You wanted to make this improvement. Did you do this? For me as a speaker, I'm trying to find folks to work with here and there. And I think when it comes to finding anyone to work with, whether it's a vendor, a coach, or somebody that's going to hold you accountable, a friend or somebody in your network, you have to do your research. You have to find the right person. I've been trying to find someone to help me with a keynote that I had a while ago, and I was finding people that weren't the best fit. But then somehow I stumbled upon someone, and I went to a one-day workshop they had, and then I worked with that person a little bit further and got some great information. And it just stumbled upon me rather than me trying to search out real frantic. Like, you need to make sure that you find the right fit when you're working with a coach, because you could waste your money. If it's somebody that just says, oh, I can't
Absolutely.
find a job, I'm just going to be a coach, and they're not a great coach, you're paying them money and you're not going to get results. I would just say vet them very closely, right?
Yeah, sure. I fully agree with you, Hank. Yes, sure.
All right. So what are some things that, when we look at the foundation of a company, and that's, how you build it, how you've built it, how can we make sure that we have a strong foundation to either build from? Or maybe you and I were talking off mic about looking at the foundation of your company. If I was to say, hey, how can I make sure the foundation of my company is either going to be strong or is still strong? How would you advise me to start looking at that?
I would surely review and audit the elements which make your foundation, such as I already mentioned that what you drive, understanding yourself, understanding also your business purpose, because a business isn't making about your life better. It's about you have to realize as entrepreneur, the business is there. Our business is there to make the lives of our customers better. So we must be fully focused on helping our customers to make the next move, to improve, to accelerate in their business, or whatever they want, whether are consumers or businesses. You have to understand your target audience. Who is your target audience? Who are what are their characteristics? What are their biggest pains? So I'm really focused on entrepreneurs and business owners, between the segment in terms of yearly turnover as from $250,000 a year on revenues, and they are trying to go through the boundary of the 7 figures, so through the $1
Right.
million boundaries. These are typically my customers, and I have to understand their characteristics, their demographics, their behavioral patterns, their interests, the psychographics, but mainly also the biggest pain points. I have to understand them. I have to go get into their heads and really understand who they are and what they want. So that understanding your target audience, also understanding value. So it has to be tangible, and you have intangible values. How many value elements does your proposition, your service, or your product contain? And do they meet the value expectations of your target audience, or do we have
Right.
to tweak those value elements? Very,
Tangible and
very important.
intangible. Love that. Because I always talk about the tangible, giving away content or talking about
Yeah,
content, or maybe what it is. But what are things that people that don't see or may not use when it comes to working with you? Those are important and good to know as well. And talking about what you were saying about growth and revenue. There's a gentleman I follow, Peter Voog, and he talks a lot about growth and habits. He says what got you to 6 figures will not get you to 7 figures. The same habits, the same
yeah,
work style, etc. And that's so
correct.
important, because if you keep doing the same thing, you'll be getting the same type of results. And it takes a different mindset to go from making, hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars, and then from millions to a billionaire. And he always says too, if you want to be a millionaire, hang out with billionaires, you'll get there faster.
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
I think it's not the easiest thing to sit down and say, you need to work on your foundation. You need to work on your value. You need to know your audience, because somebody will say, you know what,
Yeah,
I know everything I need to know. I've been in business 3 years, 5 years, but maybe, somebody's struggling and they'll just say it's the economy. They'll blame it on something. And it's so easy to do that. But if you turn around and look at what you're doing, and if you can just simply just make some changes, because if you say, I'm in business to make money so my family can, put food on the table and pay rent, it's not the same as I want to change the world by offering this product that's going to help people be more healthy, or whatever. When you look at it from that mindset, I think that's where the growth comes from. When you're chasing the money, I think that's where people fail. Do you
that's
agree?
my experience. Yes, that's my experience, Hank. The minute I started, it was, I think, around my 30s. When I was around my 30th years of age, I was very successful business driver for the company. I was an employee, and then I realized what I'm doing. I'm helping the company grow, and now I want, besides beyond on my salary, my monthly salary, I want also a piece of the action. I want shares, and then I got focused. It's very strange things happening in your head. I got focused on money, finding shortcuts, and all you can say, this period of time, I think it lasted 3 years. And the harder I chased the money, the further away it went from me. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a difference between working hard and working smart, right? Because when you do work hard and you're just chasing the money and you're just trying to get the
Mm,
sale, you're not going to sell correctly. But when you work smart, you're going to offer value to your prospects. You're going to give them the right information. When you're not in a rush to close, you'll close more because you won't be as pressured to make that sale. It's almost like you're begging, I guess, if you're chasing the money, where the other one is, it'd be great if we could partner together. And if you want to give me your money, that's okay. It sounds so weird, just me saying that, because nobody wants to have that mindset, right? I don't want to wait for the money, or I can't wait 3 weeks for the money. I need to sell right now. But the most successful companies, they are patient. They actually do have a passion for helping their customers. And that's where the magic happens. There's what are the Venn diagrams, like where this is where the magic happens, and it's like the three
yeah,
things, right? I think it's like that. I think you need to be in that mantra. You need to be in that mindset of, I'm here to help the world. I'm here to help my customers. I would say employees, customers, profit would be my way to go. Because if you don't take care of your customers, you won't be in business to help your customers, and you can reap the rewards. And what I want to ask you, kind of getting close to the end of today's episode, is In today's challenging environment, we're pretty much in a recession, if you want to say it. What would be your business tip, or what is your biggest takeaway that you can offer folks as such an experienced business leader such as yourself can offer?
We started with that. It's all about you. So you have to understand also the spiritual laws of cause and effect, or the universal laws, as you wish, as you will. But it's all about what you will reap what you sow. So that's I really believe that. I've experienced that. I've been experimenting with it. And the crazy part of that is you never know when you are focused on, I call it the heart set, on giving the best you have to give to your customers, to the people around you. If that's your mindset, people energetically feel that. Then it will, and you never know how it works. And that's the I always call it the magic of life, of it, and it's also in business. So it all starts with you and it ends with you, and it's your heart set. It's also the battle between your ears. So
As a leader or manager or business owner, you might be able to get into that mindset and say, I'm here to serve my customers, have that passion, have that drive. But if you have employees or you're a manager of a team, how do you get your employees to do the same, to have them be exactly like you and have that same drive, provide that same value, when basically what they're working for sometimes is the paycheck?
yeah, you have to be the leader. So you have to set the example, and but also explain what you're doing. You have to engage them with your strategy. Why are we here? And what is it that what's the vision we have for our customers? And if you can um, sell this vision to your colleagues, your employees, and you really and they are in alignment and they're with that vision, it will be great. If they don't have that at all, then both parties have to think it over whether it's a good plan that you work together.
Right.
Sometimes you have to move on. That's the reality of life. So whether it's a business, it's in relationships. So when you, as a team, are aligned and we are fully focused on helping our customers and giving the best value we have to give, I think everybody is in the same boat.
Right.
And also here, it's also about giving the example, but also make people share the good things you have, share the
Right.
profits, share the knowledge, help them, help their families. It's we are a community. So in the early days, we had that. Employees, they were like family, yes.
Yeah.
And I still think that when you want to get the best out of people, treat them like family, not in a wimpy and soft way, but be very straightforward, very honest, and be very clear on the goals and the vision you have. And I think that's a good start.
Right. And you touched on it twice. You talked about information and knowledge. I think transparency goes a long way, especially if you have enough employees or you work with a large company. Everybody wants to know why, not the Simon Sinek's why, but hey, we're changing. We're going to do this differently, or whether it's a process or we have this new product or service we want to sell. People want to know why. Why are we making this change? Why is it important? What does it mean to our customer? More importantly, what does it mean to me? And if you can be transparent enough to tell
Yeah,
them, by doing this, we're hoping to grow, 20% over the next 2 quarters. And here's how we get there: by meeting these 3 milestones on these dates, et cetera. And if we do, here are the rewards, of this initiative. I think not enough leaders really dig in and talk about that. And then people feel like, oh, they're just making change to make it uncomfortable for everyone so that we have a hard time doing our job and keeping us here so that, we're in our seat all day and doing work, which is not the truth, but it can come across very negatively. And especially when teams and people and employees start talking, things change, right? And somebody can say something that's not true, a rumor, and then it gets spread. Whereas if you have that transparency and really talk about the business drivers, the reasons why, I think there's more buy-in, because not everyone might have the same passion, energy, and customer service skills as the person who owns the company, but you can get pretty darn close. And if you get people that care about the business and what they do, and you reward them, that's, to me, the winning formula in business. And there's just so many great little tidbits that you've thrown in there today about thinking a little differently, right? I can bring on other business growth coaches, and they probably say a lot of similar things, but I think you had some word tracks today that really changed the way you think about things. And when you take a step back, you gave us a different way to look at having a coach, because coach is important, finding the right one, and looking at your foundation and why you're in business, and making sure it's solid, and it starts with you. I love that, because your business is going to reflect you. Your management style or your employees are going to see a reflection of you. If you're not visible as a leader or manager or owner, um, you know what, they're not going to be visible to your customers as much. I love that. I think there's just so many little nuggets of information that you offered today. If people want to start a relationship with you, learn from you, and connect with you, what's the best way to do that?
You can send me an email, michael at thedigitalgrowthgroup.com, or just send a messenger via Facebook Messenger. Michael Knulst. I suppose you have my name properly spelled, because I can understand. I'm from the Netherlands, and it's not quite a very easy Dutch name, so
Right.
that they can look it up. But yes, it, what you said, I fully agree on that. It's for people. And we are people. Yes. Always you have to know what's in it for me, and if you can, as a business leader today, you understand that, and you translate what you are doing, and you are sharing this with you, and be very transparent in what you are doing. I think you have great engagement of your team, and that's what many companies are lacking right at this moment.
I'll have in the show notes, folks, the links that he just mentioned, and then the digitalgrowthgroup.com will also be there. So in case you want to stalk him on the internet and look at his company, you could do that. Michael, it's great to have you on today. Folks, if you want to hear previous episodes, you can listen on Apple iTunes, Google Play Store. I'm on Spotify and a bunch of other platforms you probably listen on. You can also go to my website, hankhoffmeier.com/Alexa. Listen to and watch previous episodes. I've been recording these and they're on YouTube as well, embedded in the website, all that great stuff. So subscribe, share with friends. And until next time, folks, make sure that you're growing your business.